gay people are minorities until they need to be white again.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy LaRon, and I'm back with another video. You see the thumbnail, you see what this video is about, but I want to say what's up to the subscribers. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are new, please consider hitting subscribe and turn on notifications, because on this channel we do thought-provoking videos, reaction videos such as this one, and once a month I do a review on the black-owned product. Also, I have a new weekly show called Wednesday Night Live where I have special guests come on. We have conversation about current topics, and people come on, speak about their businesses, and people come on to talk about upcoming events they may have. So if you're into that kind of content, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, and please like and share this content. All right, let's get into it. There are protesters that came out for the Netflix special with Dave Chappelle, right? Dave Chappelle, the closer, came out, and the protesters are upset, they irate. You know, they wanted their voices to be heard. They want the show taken down. And I'm gonna show you a news clip coming out of ABC Eyewitness News. I think it's Channel 7, maybe New York. I remember that in New York. I'm not sure if that's New York, but I remember that being New York. So I'm gonna show you a news clip from Channel 7 News. And during the news clip, I'll give you my comments on it. Then I wanna show you another clip that happened afterwards.
Netflix employees walked out of the Hollywood headquarters today to protest the company's treatment of transgender workers.
It was prompted in part by a controversial new comedy special on the streaming service. And our Rob Hayes is live now with more on that. Rob?
Yeah, earlier today, the sidewalk in front of this Netflix office in Hollywood was packed with demonstrators. They're angry about that comedy special that aired on the network, and they're asking Netflix to improve its relations with the transgender community.
It's not unusual for Dave Chappelle to attract large crowds, but this crowd is not full of fans. They're here to protest Chappelle's latest Netflix comedy special, The Closer, that pokes fun at transgender people.
We can take a joke, but when the jokes start taking lives, it's no longer a laughing matter.
Sorry, all right, so you say that this lady says, we could take a joke, but when the jokes start taking lives, it's no longer a laughing matter. You know, put in the comments, have you heard of a crime or a murder that happened towards trans people since this comedy special, from this comedy special? That was like, say, somebody unfortunately killed a trans person, and that trans person died, and that the motive was Dave Chappelle's comedy special? Let me know if you heard of that in the comments, because I have not yet heard of that. I could be mistaken, but I have not yet heard of that.
Ashlee Marie Preston is a trans woman who has done corporate training for Netflix in the past. She helped organize this protest outside the Netflix complex in Hollywood, and to send the message that transgendered employees at the media giant are hurt and frustrated, not just by Chappelle's jokes, but by a lack of equity at the company.
We're here to speak directly to Netflix. We tried to speak to Dave Chappelle. He was not having the conversation. So now we're here to communicate directly with the people who signed the checks.
But not everyone who showed up was in support of the transgender movement. Some showed up to support Dave Chappelle.
It's funny, and we're just here. I don't know who these people are, but we're just here to tell Netflix we love Dave. We love jokes. We like jokes. And we're here to show support for that.
Netflix CEO.
All right, so yeah, you see that guy that came out and said he support Dave. He liked jokes. I'm glad somebody did come with a counter protest, because this is kind of ridiculous. Like, the man just telling jokes, but you know, you can't tell certain jokes in this climate. So, but he did come out and support Dave Chappelle. I think his name was Vito. I think I saw his name was Vito on it. So shout out to Vito.
Ted Sarandos recently said he mishandled his defense of the Chappelle show in an internal email to employees, and said that Netflix doesn't allow content designed to incite hate or violence. Also, Netflix employees who walked out to take part in the protest say the company is fine with it.
We're supported in doing this. That's pretty awesome. I think when our bosses and our bosses' bosses want to hear us, I think that's amazing. There's not a lot of studios that want to do that.
Now, protesters are asking Netflix to hire more trans executives and to spend more money on transgender and non-binary creators and projects.
All right, so that was from ABC News. So now this is like from some Instagram or maybe a Facebook clip or something like that, that shows this, like the raw footage of the actual protest.
Hey, on this full moon in Aries, it is time to make a change. It's time to release the old and break in new. What needs to happen if the CEO at Netflix wants to make it right with trans people, give your trans employees a raise right now.
All right, so Netflix should give the trans employees a raise because of who they identify as. Not the work they put in, not how long they've been there, not maybe they learned a new skill to make their job better and make them more efficient at their job, just because who they identify as. And when you come with this rhetoric, a lot of times people just fall back and do not support what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? You can have your argument about the thing with Dave Chappelle, the things he's saying, but if you're saying we should have a raise just because who I identify as, it shouldn't work like that. What about me? I identify as a black man. Do I deserve a raise now? Why not, right? If that's what we're going by. So give me a raise.
Give them a raise right now for their hard work, for their hard labor, and for putting their trauma out for the world to see.
Okay, we all go through trauma. You know what I'm saying? Netflix got specials or Netflix got shows that shows drug abuse. That's trauma. Netflix got shows that show gang violence. That's trauma. Netflix got shows that shows like Cuties. That's showing basically like damn near child pornography. That's definitely trauma. So why one trauma should deserve a raise and the other one don't?
I'm standing in solidarity with the trans employees at Netflix who are calling out this company, because you see what satire actually does. What satire is actually supposed to do is call in power structures. Challenge those who have been oppressing folks. If your satire is not doing that, if your satire is punching down, you are being a bully.
Now you're talking about being a bully. Clearly, I don't think these people watch Dave Chappelle's special. Clearly, because Dave Chappelle was speaking about his friend Daphne, who was a trans woman, who defended him on Twitter, and who got attacked and got bullied on Twitter. And unfortunately, 6 days later, she committed suicide. Or was it 6 weeks later? And I'm not saying that suicide was because of the bullying, but it was close to the time that she got bullied by her own people. So if that's not punching down, I don't know what is.
And that's on period. It's not.
And also, Dave Chappelle says, stop punching down on my people, because clearly these groups kind of surpass the black group, and they could use their privilege as whatever they're getting now to surpass and be the victims. And they punch down when it comes to like a black straight male, in my opinion.
So I'm standing in solidarity with the trans folks here at Netflix who are saying we ain't having it. Not on our watch.
All right, so there you have that, man. That was the protest at Netflix. And I want to pull up another clip I got from Comedy Hype on their YouTube page. They pulled up a clip of, remember the guy Vito had the sign? So he actually got to altercation at the protest, and they suppressed his voice. And I'm going to show you what they did to Vito. And it's very interesting, to say the least. All right, so like I said, I got this from Comedy Hype's YouTube page. And this is the guy Vito that had that sign that we love Dave, and this was what happened. So you see the guy took the guy's sign, right? He took his sign that said we like Dave. So some guy took his sign, pulled the poster off the pole, and now he's left with just a stick. And now that now he's sitting with a stick, and they silence his voice, but they want their voice to be heard. So Vito's voice can't be heard, but their voice has to be heard. Last time I checked, we're in the same country with the same set of rules. And how come your voice is more important than Vito's voice? Then now you see this lady is kind of like stopping him from coming forward. Now there's no audio to it, but from what I understand, allegedly what they were saying is now he has a weapon. He has a weapon. So the same thing Dave Chappelle said. You want to be a minority, until you don't want to be a minority. So you want to use your privilege and saying that somebody got a weapon and you want to become the victim now. So now you saying that this man sitting there protesting just like you are, peacefully, just like you are, somebody gets attacked, they take his sign, they they pull his sign away, so now his voice is silenced. He can't have his sign saying he support Dave Chappelle. Then once his sign is taken away, they say his pole is now a weapon. So you attack somebody, then after you attack somebody, you become the victim. And he looks defeated, like, I can't even do nothing. I can't do nothing. So he just kind of walks away, like, all right, you got that. Like, what could he do now? They saying he got a weapon after they took it away. So they just became the victim. So they became the attacker and the victim all in the same breath. That's crazy. That's crazy that they could just pull something off like that. But what are your thoughts on this, man? Do your thoughts is Dave Chappelle is seen to be right? You want to be gay until you don't have to be gay no more. You could just be another kind of, you want to be a minority until you don't want to be a minority, and you want to use your privilege, because clearly you see what happened to Vito. They clearly attacked this dude, took his sign down and said his pole is a weapon. And he just dropped the pole like, all right, I can't do nothing. I'm defenseless. I can't fight this. That's messed up. That's messed up. And the lady that was saying that, the lady that came out with this protest, who led this protest, now they pull up tweets on her. She got like anti-Asian tweets and anti-gay tweets from back in the day. So once you become a public figure like that and you have tweets, they do pull your tweets up. Man, this is a crazy scene of events. It seems like I'm in a TV show, like a TV skit. I feel like I'm like on Mad TV or the Chappelle Show or South Park or Boondocks. It seems like a TV show now. It don't seem like reality no more. But what's your thoughts on this, man? You think that the Netflix employees and the trans community coming out saying that the show should be banned, they're right? Or you think that Netflix should stick to their guns and keep the show up there? I think Netflix should stick to their guns because, one, if you take the show down, I think you have more people would be upset about this and more people cancel Netflix than this smaller minority that's making the most noise. Two, once you take this down, you have to start taking down all other content, such as cuties, such as, like I said, all that trauma with drugs and all that trauma with gang affiliation and all that trauma with sexual abuse and all types of stuff. You got to take that down too, because if these people are triggered and these people have their voice and that content is taken down, you got to take down all other content. If you don't take all other content down, you see them as a hypocrite and people will not support you. That's my opinion on it, man. But tell me what y'all think about it in the comments, man. I appreciate your time. All right, man. Till next time. Peace.